So it is the 18th of September, well, when I released this video, which, if you didn't know, makes it the 50th anniversary of Black Sabbath's seminal album Paranoid. Make you feel old yet? Well, doesn't make me feel old because I'm 16, but actually with that comes a bit of a disclaimer. I do not claim to be an expert on Black Sabbath in any manner. I mean, this album's 50 years old, so it's not like I'm gonna have anything smart on you to say about it, but I kind of just wanted to make this video to give the album a bit of love on its birthday and talk about what makes it so great. I have really fond memories of this album, and I've known it for as long as I can remember, which, you know, I mean, it's a bit weird to say that I have super fond childhood memories of an album like this, but I guess I'm just weird like that, and like, what can I say? It's an amazing album. So after self-titled, Paranoid is Black Sabbath's second studio album. Debatably their best. Critically, I think definitely their best. A lot of people will claim that it's Black Sabbath's superior album, and it has their hits Iron Man and Paranoid on it, the titular track, so I feel like it was their biggest commercial success for sure. And I think one of the reasons that it feels new still, to me at least, is because it's cited as basically inventing heavy metal along with Led Zeppelin. Like, people, I guess I agree, like they say that metal comes out of that period in England. Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, two of my favorite bands ever. Someone actually commented a while back on one of our videos. It was my on repeat video, check it up above if you want. But I was just going through some of my favorite songs of the time, and someone commented something like, oh, how dare you put Black Sabbath and Oasis in the same list, because, you know, Black Sabbath invented metal and Oasis are just a bunch of rip-offs, which I found really funny. A little bit like elitist, a little bit gatekeeping. Lyrically, I think this album definitely got more sophisticated than their first. The lyrics on their first album felt quite simplistic to me, even though they were developing that sound that I think really bloomed in Paranoid. The sentiment of this album is still like ridiculously relevant, and that's not even going into the more sophisticated stuff where they're talking about like the Vietnam War, weapons, like the oppressive structures of society, and like being in the working class. I think it captures that sentiment really well, and you can see the lyrics start to get a lot more advanced here, and I find myself referring to and thinking about a lot of lyrics in this album all the time because it's just so well written. I mean, right off the bat you have War Pigs, which was meant to be the album's titular track. I think it was going to be the lead song of the album, but I read something once about like the producers didn't want War Pigs to be the lead song and the title of the album because they thought like people supported the Vietnam War, so they wouldn't buy the album, which typical music industry stuff. I mean, I just constantly find myself thinking of the lyric like, politicians hide themselves away, they only started the war, why would they go out to fight? They leave that all to the poor. It's poetry, but then at the same time, it's not. I don't think Paranoid's really considered like a highbrow album. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's definitely something that everyone can appreciate, and people who don't even listen to metal, like I hear metalheads say, just listen to Black Sabbath. Like, it's so accessible, and I think that's a lot of the appeal of it, just because they talk about being in the working class, and it's a really relatable band, so I think that it being so accessible is really one of its merits. The structure of it, if you think of the rhyming scheme, it's so easy on the ears, like rhyming the destruction, construction, burning, turning, mankind, minds. You could definitely attribute that as one of its reasons for success because it's really catchy, and like I remember all the lyrics of it, which I think is a key to a good protest song because like the lyrics are kind of everything, along with the incredible guitar, like oh yeah, not to mention Black Sabbath is like the penultimate beginner's guitar band. I started learning electric guitar this year. I'm still trash, but like Paranoid and War Pigs are like two of the songs that I straight up wanted to learn. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about War Pigs so much and we'll move on to the titular track, which is Paranoid. Another thing I remember reading is that they needed another song for the album, and Tony came up with the riff in like 25 minutes or something, and they literally just wrote the entire song in 25 minutes, and then it becomes one of the most iconic riffs, most iconic songs of all time, which I find like incredible, and I guess a testament to their songwriting ability. I don't know if this was normal at the time to talk about your mental state and your mental health in such a way. I think Geezer Butler actually wrote Paranoid. It wasn't like he wrote the lyrics, sorry. So I don't know if it's about him or about Ozzy or just them as a whole. I mean, they were on a lot of drugs, so maybe that contributed to their paranoid mental state. I think just the way that they talk about it so openly. Think I lose my mind if I don't find something to pacify. I can't see the things that make true happiness. I hear a lot of people saying stuff along these lines now, and it's almost normalized to talk about your mental state and, you know, be open with these kind of things. I'm kind of just thinking of like males in particular who have this way of looking at the world, and it's like a really particular archetype of person, and I think this song captures it really nicely. And the third song of the album is Planet Caravan. Oh, I have the fondest memories of Planet Caravan. Just it playing in the car and me cracking up at how hilarious his voice sounds on it. I don't know what kind of effect they've got on his voice, but it's like almost, it sounds like he's going through a guitar pedal. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like this limiter kind of fuzzy sound, and I just remember being like, oh my god, they sound so high, it's ridiculous. But yeah, maybe this is a shameful thing to say, but Planet Caravan was always a skip for me on the album unless I wanted to laugh at it, because I just thought they sounded ridiculously high in the whole song. But as much as I do make fun of this song for them sounding high in it, it was what they were going for. Like, looking at the lyrics, we sail through endless skies, stars shine like eyes, the black night sighs, the moon in silver dreams. You know, it's kind of meant to sound ethereal, kind of drifting through space, like, kind of sounds like you're drowning a little bit in the song. Never paid enough attention to Planet Caravan, I reckon, which, sorry for doing that. I think it was just me when I was younger thinking that they sounded like they were incredibly high on drugs, which they were, but like, that's nothing to discredit the song, you know? Alright, and track 4, which is Iron Man, the track that brought me to this band, well, brought my family to this band, because there's a bit of an Iron Man obsession in the family, and it's funny because like everyone thinks, oh, this song was written for Marvel, or like it had some relation to the Marvel film, but like it is in it, but this was 1970, so this came first. Yeah, again, the lyrics here are really cool. I like the kind of use of rhetorical questions like, has he lost his mind? Can he see or is he blind? Oh, the lyric, not the lyrics, the melody too. Like, I like the way that the super iconic the iconic riff is echoed in the melody. I think that makes it super catchy, and I can see why this is like one of their most commercially successful songs ever. Alright, Electric Funeral. I don't know, I haven't heard as much like story times behind Electric Funeral, but this always gave me a really dystopian image, if that makes sense. Like, I always, because it's the lyrics are super dystopian, like plastic flowers, melting sun, fading moon falls upon, dying world of radiation. Like, you hear all these nuclear references in it, and it's got very strong imagery in it, and it was very futuristic and cool. I really like Electric Funeral. And I guess now I'm just thinking Black Sabbath would have contrasted so much with the bands of their time. Like, I feel like they would have just been refreshing at the time to hear people not singing about love all the time. Like, sure, they have a few ballads, but most of this album's not about love. And I think that's one of the reasons I like it so much, because songs, they actually have substance. Like, no, I'm not putting down love songs. This one's, the whole album starts out with a lyric like, finish with my woman because she couldn't help me with my mind, or like the titular track of the album, not the whole album, but like, I enjoy the fact that it's not all about romance, and it doesn't feel like it is at all. Hand of Doom, another one of those songs that I think is really cool lyrically. It mastered that kind of soft verse, loud chorus bridge dynamic that so many bands after became famous for, like Nirvana, for example. Nirvana's famous for that dynamic between the soft verses and the loud chorus. Same with Pixies. They stole it from Pixies, but like, did Pixies steal it from Black Sabbath? You know what I mean? You can trace so much of rock and so much of metal back to this album. But yeah, that's Hand of Doom. That's my thoughts on Hand of Doom. The thing that really stands out to me is like the super soft start and then the okay, genuinely I can't make the sound of a guitar or like a bass. It doesn't work. But you know what I mean. The dynamics in this are what stand out to me, and I really love it. Rat Salad, I can't discuss the lyrics on this because it's an instrumental, but I think what I would compare this to is Moby Dick by Led Zeppelin. They both got like this incredible long drum solos. So Bill Ward, John Bonham, both like, ridiculously good drummers. And yeah, so I see Rat Salad as that of the album. It's one of those songs that guitar's ridiculously good, the drums ridiculously good, and it kind of just passes by whenever I listen to this album, or if Rat Salad comes up on one of my playlists. I don't feel the absence of lyrics on it because, I don't know, I'm actually a huge fan of instrumental rock tracks, and I feel like we don't get enough of them. They normally have singing, but if anyone has like super good rock instrumental tracks to recommend with good drums like Rat Salad, Moby Dick by Led Zeppelin, like, please leave them in the comments below. I'm always open to being educated and getting recommendations from people. That's one of my favorite things about this channel. Alright, and the last track on the album is Fairies Web Boots. I used to love this track literally just because it said fairies in it, and I was like probably 8 years old when I was hearing this album, and I had a fairies obsession. And it's kind of sad knowing what it's actually about now. Like, it's about skinheads. And I thought it was about fairies, but overall great song. I just really like it, and it was my childhood favorite, so that says something, doesn't it? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's pretty different from our normal one. I'm sorry I wasn't like playing the songs during this either. I'm just sick of getting copyright claims. But yeah, I just wanted to give Paranoid a bit of love. It really deserves it on its 50th birthday, and it goes without saying that this is one of the greatest albums of all time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little, not insights, but I just kind of went through each track, my little rants. So yeah, if you would like to see us doing Black Sabbath reactions, please let us know. I have probably heard every Black Sabbath song that there is on Spotify, so it won't be my first reaction, but it will be hers. So yeah, sorry for rambling. Without further ado, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!